is a disaster that we do not have an IEBC as we speak, because IEBC is not just a secretariat. The key organ of the IEBC is the commission, because that is the decision-making organ of IEBC. And having it not in place, it is a sad thing. And I am so concerned that 2 years to the election, we don't have an IEBC. Constitution is very clear that we shall have a boundary review done between 8 to 12 years. Minimum 8 years, maximum 12 years. Now, we have actually gone beyond that. We do not have the limitation of constituencies, boundaries, and ward boundaries. And that is a constitutional crisis. I do not think that even if IEBC comes in place, they will be able to do delimitation of boundaries within this short time and still prepare for the election. So 2 years to the election, as per the regular report, is recommended that 2 years to the election, everything should be done in terms of the laws, the regulations, so that now the 2 years is just for final preparation. But you see now, we are in 2 years and nothing has been done yet. We're not started procuring for elections, the laws are still not ready, and many other things. And the first step towards having an IEBC is a selection committee, which we amended the law so that we could allow more wider representation as proposed in the Okiya Omtata's case judgment on the matter. But as you know, that some people went to court to question the process of appointment of a commissioner elected by the Azimio side. And that case, the tribunal finished it, but unfortunately other people went to court. And the court has entertained their case, and they put to halt the process of appointment of the selection panel. Now we are here. Now, again, we are hearing that now even the IEBC Amendment Act that was assented to by the President has now been annulled. Now we are being taken to square zero to redo the law just on the issue of selection panel. Then from there we appoint the IEBC. I also want the courts to take judicial notice of what is happening in this country. Yes, I want to agree that we need to have judicial independence must be upheld. But the courts they don't live on the moon. They live in this country. They can clearly see we have not done by-elections. There are people who are not represented in several wards and constituencies, Banisa and other places. They are not represented because IEBC has no capacity to do by-election because of a lack of a commission. So the courts must take judicial notice of what is happening in the country. The courts must also be aware that if we do not have an IEBC in place, we are going to get into the constitutional moment. And they will be called upon to make a ruling on that constitutional moment. So really we are getting mixed up as a country. The other day I saw one of the judges of the Supreme Court, Lenaola, complaining why we don't have an IEBC. I am surprised that now the same courts have now annulled the laws that were passed by Kenyans. And even this issue of annulling the laws that are passed by Parliament, I think we need to ask ourselves, where is the separation of powers? If Parliament can go through all the processes of developing the laws, and the law is passed as an act of parliament, and then now the courts come and annul. I think someone somewhere wants us not to have an IEBC. I think someone somewhere wants to illegally stay in office. And this is a conversation that Kenyans must start talking about. Someone somewhere wants us to be in this quagmire for long, so that we don't hold election in 2027. It is by